Welcome to a really brief video on a Honda Integra Type R, but not any Honda Integra Type R. This one happens to be supercharged to the tune of 320 brake horsepower. Now, when my other mates say, oh, do you want to do a video with my car? I'm usually like, nah, I'm alright. Ford Fiesta isn't really that interesting. But my friend Sam has been foolish enough to give me the keys to his highly modified Honda Integra Type R. And I thought we'd go for a drive. Now, I'm going to list off the specs now because it gets so noisy in here thanks to that Spoon's exhaust that you're hardly going to be able to hear me, and I'm going to have to cut to a voiceover. So, from the top, it's got a Jackson Racing supercharger in the front. It's also got coil-over suspension. It's got new air intake manifold, the excessively loud Spoon's exhaust that I mentioned. The whole interior has been completely stripped out, fitted with these actually really supportive bucket seats, harnesses for whenever you're doing track days. There's a load of scaffolding in the back, so if you're a builder, that's perfect. You no longer need your pickup truck. And it's also got various other little trinkets, start, stop, engine button, nice deep dish steering wheel. But it does retain various traits of the standard car, so standard transmission, though the whole drivetrain has actually been upgraded. 320 brake horsepower through the front wheels. Does have a limited slip diff, but we'll have to see how that goes. Also, the track has been widened, which is probably the key thing. You want to prevent understeer with 30mm wider at the front than the standard car. So I guess we better see how it goes. With 320 brake horsepower surging through the front wheels, there is some torque steer, but the limited slip differential does a reasonable job of preventing the wheel from being wrenched from your hands. As the supercharger whines and that exhaust booms and spits flames, you notice that the VTEC character has been altered in this car. Whilst it's still a true screamer and most of the power is still to be found near that 8,500 RPM red line, the supercharger enables adequate power lower down. It is responsive, and this modification has been well executed. Through the corners, the Type R remains flat, with understeer not being too much of an issue thanks to the increase in grip. A delicious short throw gearbox remains from the standard car, which is no bad thing. Under braking, things can get a touch twitchy at the rear because of the lack of weight, but this can also be used to pitch the car into a corner more aggressively. It is very predictable. When that VTEC comes on strong, the acceleration is relentless and actually rather addictive. So that is a very brief overview of this frankly bonkers Honda Integra Type R. Supercharged, 320 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in, well, under 4.5 seconds. It's all quite impressive performance-wise. Obviously sending all that power to the front wheels does have its negative sides, but it's a bit of a track toy. This is certainly good fun. I know some of you guys won't get this, you know, you think it's all a bit immature to have all of this fast and furious gimmicky stuff on the road, but what I can say is this car certainly is no gimmick. It's been so thoroughly reworked from nose to tail.